Hello and welcome to your fourth MySQL tutorial, where we'll be continuing on from the last lesson that we had. So what we did last time was basically put our database PHP table into an HTML coded table. And so what I've added to that is I've added another TD tag right here. As you can see, inside there's an IMG tag with an image and its height. Now if we go right here, as you can see, here is my image, and it's sort of for basically editing. And if I go ahead and view page source, what we'll see is that this is HTML code. However, it doesn't have the usual HTML body head tags, hence why I've gone and added my usual HTML tags with my jQuery. So go ahead and also add all of these. We won't be using jQuery just yet, but it just needs to be there. And let's also add in a link to the edit.php file, which we will make right now, which we see right here. Now, as we clearly see, our edit.php is completely empty. However, if I go ahead into my localhost and if I click on any of the pencils, I will be led to edit.php. However, it is empty. So let's go ahead and take edit's ID. So after this PHP right here, I'm going to add a question mark, and then I'm going to type ID, and then like so, my line variable right here. I'm going to write my ID, and then quotation mark like so. So right now, all of the IDs, so let's say for TV it's 1 and then 2, 3, whatever. All of them through the get method will sort of be, let's say, posted. Now in edit PHP, let's try and get the let's say passed on ID variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our PHP like so. So inside I'm going to put my prod ID variable, and now through the get method like so, I'm gonna get my ID, then let's echo it, so prod ID, like so. Now if I click on this one, now when we add this, we save and refresh, and let's say I click on the third ID'd information, which is book. I'm going to get 3 right here, and also right here I'm going to get the ID equals 3. It is the same with any of them. This is 6, this is 1, and so on. In this PHP file, we also need to join our database. So right at the beginning, let's add our require config con1.php files. So now to continue, we're going to get rid of this echo right here. First of all, the thing that we need to do is put a prod ID secure PHP code, and then through MySQL SQLi real escape string, we're going to get our con variable along with our prod ID variable like so. Then just beneath it, we're going to get our SQL variable, in which we're going to put, let's put it in capitals, so select asterisk, so everything from product where the ID is, let's put the variable of prod ID secure like so, and a semicolon like this. And also what we're going to do is in our result variable, we're going to put our MySQLi query con and our SQL variable. Now let's not open a loop this time, as we know there's only going to be one result. So because of this, let's only use our line variable through MySQLi fetch ASSOC, and inside we'll put our result. Don't forget the semicolon. So if you remember from our old lesson, we used to write it like this. However, we've written it like this time because there's only going to be one result. Now through echo, let's try to get all of the values from the table. Now if we save this, if we click on any of our pencils or values, don't forget your semicolons. Now if I click on my third ID'd value, I'll get notebook, ID of 3. It is in the computer's type, Sergeant G. Now if I click on the notebook, we'll see that I'll get my notebook. The quantity is 3. It is in the type of computers, and its price is 1,500. I can click on A4 paper. I'll get its quantity, type, and price. Now, just after our echo, let's go ahead and put in a name along with input value, and then let's put a double quotation mark with, and then close this input name. Now right here, let's get rid of this comma, put a double quotation mark and close input value. Don't forget to put a dot right before this variable. Now if I save and refresh, we're going to see that I'm going to get my name with my input value. Now let's say we are to click on A4 paper. I'll get my A4 paper here in the input value, and I can show you this through inspect also. So right here in body, you see I have my input value. There's A4 paper, and then I have its quantity, price, so on. Now to continue, what I've done right here is I've just made them all with input values of quantity, type, and price. So if I save this and refresh, we see right here I will get everything in input and not just the name. Please take a good note of the quotes, the double and single quotes. So the single one is opened right here and it is closed right here. Immediately after that, or before that, there is a double quote which is closed here. Now let's see a quick demonstration of this. Let's go ahead and click on pen. I'm going to get all of its values like so in inputs, and it works perfectly fine for all of them. To continue, let's go ahead and also add in our HTML, head, title, and body tags. Let's also close them properly as well. So my body tag and my HTML tag. Now let's go ahead and add in a button tag as well. So right here, let's go ahead and type in button, in which it will say save to DB, which stands for database. Let's close our button like so. Let's give our button an ID, which will say save. And then let's open our script tags, for which we need to add in our jQuery library. Copy this and let's paste it here. Now inside of script, let's write some simple jQuery code really quickly. So through save, which we need to put in quotation marks like so, through the click function, I'm gonna give it brackets like this. Then we're gonna open our curly braces. Inside I'm gonna put a alert, which will say something random like SDA or something. Now let's save. Let's come back here and refresh. Now if I click to save to DB, and then right here we need to close our script tag also. Now let's save, refresh. If I click on save to DB, I'm going to get my alert with my SDA. To continue, let's go ahead and give our input some IDs like so. As you see, they have IDs of what they are, so name, quantity, type, and price. We see that everything still works fine. Now let's make a variable in our jQuery code. Let's get rid of this alert. So the first one's going to be just variable name, which will equal our name ID, like this, and we're going to get it through val, like so. Let's do it for all of them. So this one is quantity and so on. So something like this. And now through the Ajax post method, let's get this to save to DB. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a $.post, and then in brackets I'm going to write save to db.php, which is the file. And then in curly braces inside I'm going to put name1, name, and then I have quantity1 with quantity and so on. And after this, let's write the function. So go ahead, type in function, which will get the result variable. And then we're going to open its curly braces. Inside I'm going to put a status, like so. We're going to do this through .html result. Now what we need to do is we need to create the save to db PHP file, so like so. Now in our save to db, let's get our file or database once more, like so. Now to try this, let's get all of the variables and let's change them for quantity and price and type. Now we're going to make a div with the class of status right here in edit.php right after button, and then here through echo we're going to write our name variable, quantity variable, type variable, price variable. And when this works in this status div, we get our result.